Hi, and welcome to Design It with Tammie Gibbs. I'm Tammie, and I'm really excited about this video. I've been playing around and I decided I wanted to sort of do a little prompting workshop on styles and layering, just to give you some ideas of some of the different effects that you can get. And so I started. Let's just go into version 5. We're going to go into my personal designs. And aren't these little girls just precious? And I've already tested them. And even though they are created in the artistic designer, they are coming out very clean with their backgrounds. So let me just show you that really quick. It looks very busy, and I was very um, concerned about whether they would make good clip art or not because they're very cute as is. So you could definitely, and as you know, I'm always teaching about layering and the different products that you can create from your art. So these would be so cute. You could use them with the backgrounds for lots of things, journal covers, stickers, junk journal pages even. But I did want to show you. I'm just going to go in and show you that it did come out very clean cuts. So that's really good with the background removed. And trying to see where the other this one I think is the other one. See how cute? And it did a really good job removing the background on those. Okay, so let's just go back in. All right. So one of the things I've found is that you want to inject, especially when you're doing characters, and a lot of the clip art is around characters. So, here we have this little girl, and we're basically telling stories with our clip art packs. So, if we want to do like a back to school clip art pack, here we've got these cute little girls, and we've got them where this is wearing a backpack with the little sneakers, and we've got it dressed. So a lot of what happens is when you just get started doing clip art or any kind of art really, and I'm sorry, it's really early. I tried to get ahead of the game, and I'm going to have some yawns, and I hope I'm not making you yawn on the other end of the video. But anyway, um, so if you're doing a pack, then what you want to do is um, inject it to make it a little bit different. I do this using my playbooks because in the volume 2, I have a whole section of different types of clothing and accessories, which is so cool because it's almost like dressing dolls, or you're dressing your characters. So I wanted this character to be wearing a sort of rustic, distressed, washed denim look, vintage, and I just think it turned out precious. I'm also using the whimsical elements, rustic charm. Um, so it's all about layering your styles, your textures, your colors. The only real mention of color that I made was that she was wearing a red backpack, and she was wearing a red ribbon in her hair, and that her hair was brown and her eyes were brown. So we're going to look at this one, and we're going to change it up a little bit because now we want to try to get, for this pack, different hair color. So we're going to change the eye color um, to blue eyes, and blonde hair. tied up with a red ribbon. So we're going to see what we get with the blonde hair. Now I have found that the artistic style or designer sometimes has trouble with actual blonde hair for some reason. So we're just going to see how that works. I think I'll go in and ask it to generate 4. Oh, adorable. So cute. With her brown eyes, her backpack. Okay, so we've got some more with the backpack coming, but let's take the backpack off. Red backpack. We're going to say holding a stack of books. And then we'll go, oh, they're so cute. Very cute girls. These are adorable. Let's see what it does without the backpack. Oh my goodness. So cute. So let's take this one and let's just see if it's also going to clean up really well. And I'm using Pixel Cut, and I'm just doing the one at a time since I can batch, but I'm just doing it because it's simpler to do. Okay, so this one did remove, but we've got the little other things, which would be okay if we were doing let's download it. Let's take it into Canva. That one had a little bit more busyness than some of the others. It's kind of cute with the little stars. And while we're doing that, I'm going to redo this one so we get more books. Okay. Okay, I thought maybe it would remove a little more of the background, but it's not. So we could take it in and we could hit it with the magic eraser and get rid of most of these little dots. I love the denim though. The denim is so precious. And I probably would do this for this one because she's such a cute little girl. So, I mean, that's where it comes in. Look at the shoes, the detail on the shoes. They're a little gray, but she's precious. Look at that. Okay. So that cleaned it up pretty good. You got a little bit of stuff right there if you wanted to go in and blow it up a little bit. She's very pretty. I really like her. So you can clean her up. Now these, for some reason, are getting a lot of these little dots and stuff, but they are so precious that now this one, her fingers are not, they look weird, so she would be eliminated. These fingers look weird. This looks weird. She's really cute. And let's see. She's really super cute. Download her. Let's see if she. But guess what? I don't know if you've noticed it, but with this particular, see how pretty she is. She is so, so cute. So cute. Okay, so let's go back in. So now, and I would, as cute as they are, I would eliminate them, I think. It would take me so long to make them work, but these are so cute. Okay, so let's go to this one, regenerate, and I'm going to do away with the little whimsical elements just to see what it's going to look like. And see if maybe that eliminates some of those little, the touch of magic. I don't know. I'm going to eliminate that. Okay. So we're going to do one like that. And then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to little girl with blue eyes and blonde hair. And tiny, let's see, the hair, let's see, tied up with a red ribbon and tiny freckles. We love the distressed. We love the little outfits that it's putting on. So those are great. But we're going to see how it changes just taking that little magic stuff out, because that may be what is adding all those little random little things. But we are layering. That's really what prompting already is. It's just how well you, oh, adorable. Clean image. Precious. And that one wasn't the one that I asked for and I'm also, I don't know if you're noticing it, but I've already set my folder. So all of these are going into that folder. It'll make it a lot easier. I won't be going through like 100. It'll be just all of these that are together and can go in the same folder on my computer. But we want freckles. So let's see if we were able to get some freckles. I think so. These might be tiny little freckles. It's a cute little image. And we really did get, so I'm kind of impressed. I mean, it's not a super bright blonde, but it is a blonde. It's a noticeable sort of blonde color. So let's go back to this one without the freckles. And let's change the hair color to, what color hair? What color eyes with red hair? Green or brown? Okay, we'll just do brown eyes. Or we can do green eyes. Okay, so we want red hair. And green eyes. Okay, and tied up with a blue bow or a blue ribbon. And let's make sure. Okay, so let's try red hair now. But we did manage to get rid of all of those little squiggly things. And it didn't really change all the rest of our stuff. Our little denim jumper. So where did I get the information to get the little, oh, cute. She's very cute. Super cute. Okay, so now I'm going to try to have her doing something. Okay, so tied up, wearing worn in texture jumper, holding a stack of books. Okay, we're gonna take this and we're gonna say sitting behind a vintage school desk and see if we can get that to work. I just think these are precious. They are stunning. I always get so excited when I hit upon just the right prompt. And that's the thing is, that's why we have to work at it. Is because every single prompt we put in is not necessarily going to render stunning results. But when everything does add up, through all of our trial and error, let's see here. Oh, well, that's cute. It's not, she didn't get behind the desk, but this is still a super cute image. Let's do a few of those. That green is a little wild, but she's still really cute. And it's always good if you can put different hair colors in a pack when you're doing little girls or little boys. I believe that gives more variety, so that whatever art that whether it's an invitation or a worksheet or whatever, that it would allow you to give your creators. Okay, now this one is precious, but if you see, the desk is like dissecting her. So I could probably, let's see if we could take that one into, since she is really cute. Let's see what the others look like. That one is adorable. They are so precious. They really are. And I'm not sure what that is, but they all have cute little expressions. So let's take this one and take it into the human stylizer and see if we can correct it. Okay, so this is for some reason just not updating like the showing. Oh, let me see. Choose from library. Let me see if I can go into my folder and if it'll show them in there. There we go. Okay. So, and this is not showing her either. I'm not sure why these do not. There she is. Okay. Okay, so put the girl behind the desk. Let's see if it'll correct it. And those desks are awesome as well. Oh, well, it did put behind the desk, and that is a cute little view. Let's go in and see if we can get her to be. let's say sitting in a chair behind the desk but facing forward, and see if that works. Okay, so now we got to go all the way back down. All right, smack her again. Okay. Let's say the little girl should be sitting in a chair behind the desk and facing forward, so we can see her face. You just never know. Sometimes you have to be super specific. Uh-oh. Failed to generate. Let's restart the design. But this is even cute. This would even be a really cute thing to... Oh, goodness. Okay, so I'm going to have to go in and delete this one. Remove it. Try it again. Stylizer. Okay, so put the girl in sitting in a chair at the desk. Simplify it a little bit. We still might not get what we want, but that's okay. I'm really so pleased with this Clipart pack or this art pack, because really you could use it for so many things, especially junk journals and things like that. It would make a really cute junk journal. I could just see it now, adding the page elements of the jeans or the distressed kind of looks, around those distressed colors. Okay. Human Stylizer always takes a tiny bit longer to generate. Okay, well, let's just move on. That one will pop up in a minute. Okay, so now let's change out, and I'm just going to go to her. And let's change her to blue eyes and black hair. And let's do 4 of those. So we have 4 of each of the hair colors. Now, when you're doing packs like this, there are several different things that you can do to add depth to your pack. Not only can you put them in different poses, you can put them wearing different clothes or whatever, which I like having the consistency of this is kind of a denim pack. They're all wearing denim. They're all wearing sneakers. They have different hair color and eye color, but you can also do different hairstyles. So you could just take away the whole ribbon thing. we can, oh, cute, adorable. These are just precious. So very cute. Now this one, her hand looks a little wonky. So I'd either have to fix her hand or, and you know what's so cool about the human stylizer is it's just a different way to instead of having to do it by hand, like some of these hands are not, but now this one is cute. We could kind of use her, we could regenerate it again. These hands are wonky, so I would probably regenerate those. And the human stylizer is taking quite a bit of time, so we'll just do 4 more like that just to see if we get better hands. And then we will go back here. Let's go to the little, she's just precious. I love that outfit. And then, we could do these and go back and change the hair color on them with the desks. So, brown eyes, brown hair. And this is how you get your consistency. You're not changing the whole prompt. All you're doing is changing the individual elements. So everything else stays the same, and that's how we can get the consistency for our packs. All of them are similar. They're done in the same style. Oh, cute, with a stack of books. These are better. Yeah. This one's not. This one's got wonky hands. That one's got wonky hands. So you always have to look at your hands. And this one, a little bit wonky. I can fix most of these. But if you can't fix them, just keep generating. This one, I'm not sure if it's going to make or not. It's still processing. I took it for a interesting ride. This one, actually, you could probably, you may be able to, let me download it and see if I could, what it would look like if I just tried to erase that out where it looked like she was just kind of standing there. Let's upload it in here. Just while I'm waiting on those others to generate. Okay, so if I wanted to just remove this. I don't know how that's going to do. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's not a bad edit, but I'd probably just use one of the other images. Let's look. Let's check and see what we've got here. So our human stylizer still has not produced, but oh, neat. Okay, so here we have another one where she's standing in the desk. A lot of standing in the desks. So let's change the prompt. I like that girl though. She's very cool. Okay, so sitting in a chair behind a vintage school desk. And let's just see if that fixes it, because this is really pretty. I wish she wasn't sitting in her desk, not behind her desk, because she's very pretty. But if you want a certain age, you can put the age in there. I didn't really specify, so we're kind of getting some different ages. Let's see if that's going to fix it and put her actually sitting behind the desk. Well, okay. So no chair. Let's see why that's not working. Okay. Let's try it up here. Sitting in a chair behind a vintage desk. And let's remove it from here. Vintage school desk. But let's try moving it up in the prompt and changing the order. A vintage school desk. I just really like the little style of the little girl though. And if you remember, in a few of the previous videos I've done, we discussed about mentioning an illustration. Okay, so we did get a chair and we did get the desk, but it's behind her, which this is fine. So, but now we can say sitting in a chair behind a vintage school desk. Let's say with the desk in front of her. She is sitting in a chair. Let's see how that works out. See if we put the desk in front. But see, the cool thing is once you get the setting right, then you can just go and change all the hair colors and the eye colors, or give little details like mentioning the freckles or the dimples, or whatever little elements you want to do to actually, like I said, it's storytelling, especially with the characters, how you dress them, what they're holding. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this ended up putting stuff back in the background, and it's still having trouble with it would probably all of this would come out, but it may take the desk when you remove that. Let's test that, because that one has gotten busy again. So I think moving it where we moved it. Okay, so let's take this. I'm going to copy it. Okay, and then we're going to do this again. Okay. We're going to put this down here. The girl is sitting in a desk chair behind a vintage school desk. The desk should be in front of her. Let's see, what else can we do besides a desk? We can just take the desk out altogether. Rustic charm, sitting chair behind a desk. Okay. We could say sitting in a swing on a playground. Okay, so we're back to this again. So that's okay. I'll have to play with the desk because it does have a difficult time determining front, back, forward. We could try that. Okay. I'm going to go in just to get some ideas. Let's go into these custom settings and then let's choose perspective, composition, wide angle, close up, symmetrical, busy. I thought maybe that might give us some ideas, but not really. So we'll go back. Now that's cute, but it's added a lot of little random stuff. So let's see if we can figure out why it added that random stuff back in. Let's just say sitting in a swing. Now, while we're doing that, let's re-envision and try to get the same style, but let's go back to one of the simpler ones. Okay, let's go to this one. Okay, so storybook character, a cute little puppy with blue eyes. Let's see, a cute little brown and white. Let's see. Brown and white puppy and floppy ears. And he's not wearing distressed anything, so we have to take all that out. There we go. We got our swing, and it's a little cleaned up now. A little more clean. So let's look and see if possibly we can add that let's see, in a minimalist facial style. With dot eyes. And just see what that gives us. Okay, so we've got our little puppy to kind of go along with everything. Isn't he cute? So we could put a puppy in the mix. We could even do a cat. Let's change this to a cat. Let's see, what color are a cat's eyes? Green, I think. Blue, green, yellow. Okay, so we can have blue-eyed cat. So we can regenerate this to say a cute little cat. Tabby cat. Take the floppy ears out. Okay, so this one actually worked. Look at that. Now we have totally changed. And we have the little minimalistic style. And the thing about the playbooks is after a little while you learn those phrases and you won't have to certain ones that you use a lot, you don't have to go look back up. So that kind of happens in my videos a lot is I don't have to look up certain styles. Let's see our cat. How cute. So we've got a little dog and a little cat that could go with that pack, but then I'm also making some more of this style where we have the little minimalistic and we actually, this put freckles on her and I'm not even sure why because I don't know, maybe this is the one that I tried to get the freckles. Nope. But we ended up with freckles, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so we've got a few of the little closed eyes, but we did get some with the little dots too. So, and those are all really cute images. So you can use your imagination as to how to, what else you could add. You could have the little girl sitting in a cute armchair reading. Let's go back to this one. Oh, it did put her in the little desk. It's the vintage desk that everything is kind of the all-in-one kind of desk, but it did put her there. Eventually, we got her into that desk, so that's very good. So that shows you can do it. That feature was just a little slow this morning, but we did get her where she isn't being dissected by the desk in a unnatural way. Okay, let's just go into this one. And what we want to do is we're going to say, instead of holding a stack of books, sitting in a comfy chair, reading a book. But these are very cute. So we got that different little style there. So if I teach you anything, it's that layering is one of the most important things you're going to learn about prompting is how to layer, how to move things around in your prompt. I basically say it over and over again. I just try to show you in different ways, like show you different applications. And I think you learn more watching what I'm doing rather than even listening to me, which is probably why the videos are popular. But you don't have to start all the way over. I believe that a lot of the people that are Look how cute. Precious. That is so cute. Now we can go back in and say, somewhere that a smiling. Okay, instead of doing that, let's go in and find, let's go up here and let me show you what's in. If you haven't seen it before, let's go to 7. Up here where it says the different poses, and we're going to be looking for like the facial features and stuff. Let's see, for humans. Expressive dance movements, we don't want that. Facial expressions. So it actually gives you, this is a whole chapter on facial features. Okay, so we can say a soft closed-lipped smile with slight dimples. That looks like that would be good. Let's try that. But this in the comfy little chair, really cute. But let's say you just want a regular old, like a chibi style. Oops, now that one changed a little bit. The way that we were, I'm not sure I like that particular look. And I know her hands are messed up, so. I'm going to move it so that it's not as prominent a feature. I'm just going to move it down here. Try it again. That gave us a whole totally different look. So we try things on for size. I didn't want it to change the style of our little girl. And that usually does have more to do with placement within the prompt. Goodness. It's taking a little bit longer. Okay. So what we can do is, oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to change the style of instead of the storybook, let's go find a different one. Okay, so that's a little bit better. Only she has 3 legs, so I'm going to regenerate this one a couple of times just to see if we get some good images. That's kind of why it's so much fun to play with them. Okay, so we're going to change the storybook character. And we're going to say NA. Oh, okay. So, like I said, you can work with your facial expressions. That really kind of changes up the images. And if you're just prompting in general, you're going to get some smiles and stuff. Like you're getting smiles. You're just going to, you're going to get, if you don't specify, then it's going to give you randomized, which is fine. You're probably going to get enough without prompting it, variety wise. That'll give you some that are smiling, some that are not. But these are really cute images, just precious style. Okay, so I changed up the style of the little girl. Now I'm not as crazy about this one, this particular style, and that's not real good. So let's try Scandy. Those look pretty good most of the time. So you can play with the typer style. The playbooks are just full of different types and styles, phrases, words, expressions, colors, textures. That's why we're being able to get all of this really amazing denim here. Let's just look. That's taken a little bit longer than normal, but let's look up here. Let's go back and look at the table of contents and just see some things. Like, for instance, there's this textured and mixed media where you get all these different like collage and paper cutouts. You know, how cool would that be for like junk journals? The handmade fabric and textile art, like embroidered details, stitched effects, patchwork compositions. Okay, so that's going to show you how that little Scandy style is a little bit different than our original style, our storybook style. I kind of, for this particular one, I'm really liking just I like these, that minimalist look, and then I just love all of these. I even like the animals to go along with it. So you could have, let's just say, let's go back and let's take the little girl out of it and just get us some desk, some of these cute little vintage desk. We would just remove the character and put storybook style. I'm going to remove this rustic charm. Anything to do with the little girl and all of this vintage. Right, all of that, take it out. And put a vintage school desk. And hopefully it will render. In a style that we'll go back, see if I can make more of them. And then I'm going to go in. While those are percolating, I'm going to do a vintage schoolhouse. And we're going to do 4 of those. And then let's see what else. A vintage chalkboard. We'll just do one of those. Okay. So look at the cool vintage desk. How cool is that? So that would make really cool additions to this clip art pack. Different styles. Very cool. And then we've got cute little vintage schoolhouses. How neat are those? And I think this one's supposed to be the school bus. No, chalkboard. Oh, that's cute. You could even use that for other things. That would be cute for a little wedding thing, wouldn't it? Those are really cute. Let's make more of those. Happy accident. That wasn't even what I was thinking, but that is super cool. It may not even go in this pack, but you could do something cute. So you could do schools in or whatever. But that is a really cute chalkboard. So thinking outside of this school theme, you could move to like a farm theme and still use the little you could do farm animals with it. Let's think along those lines. Okay, those are okay. Let's do a vintage school bus. Look at those. Those are so cute. They are so stinking cute. Look at that one. Nice. Those are so cute. But this style itself is just very pretty. Okay, so school buses, I'd work on those a little bit. I could work on those. Did I say buses? Nope, I didn't, but okay, so chalkboards, absolutely win-win. That you can use those for all kind of things. And you could do like the vintage cup of pencils or like I said, all of these are done under the artistic designer, which if you can get it not to put all that nonsense in there, and some you are better than others. Okay, so let's swap up now and let's generate a vintage barn. Let's say red barn. Look at that. How cool is that? So cool. And so far, these have been mostly easy to remove the backgrounds on. And it's leaving, see how pretty that is, how cool that is. That is so cool. And you could even put the kid's name right there. So here's our vintage red barn. I'm going to go in and see how easy that would be to what it looks like when we remove the background. Let me download that one. Close. Barn. That didn't do very well. So I'm going to have to go in and play with this a little bit. Okay, so let me look. Playful line drawing, rustic charm, vintage. A simple vintage red barn building. And let's see if it does that. And we can go back over here and we can ask for a black and white cow, or a cute black and white calf. Okay, so here's another barn. Let's pull these into Canva and see what they do. See how it removes the background. Much better. Let's look at it. Yep. So now you could do that in Canva and you could use those images because that's really cute. That would be really cute to add. And we can even go in and, oh, look at the cow that could go along with it. It's a cute cow. Now we could also go in and we could regenerate it and say a cute, let's see, let's move it down here, storybook style. And see if it gives us a little more cartoony look. And I mean, this one would be fine to put with it. It's a really cool cow. Cool rendition of a cow. But if we wanted something a little bit more storybookish, let's go over here. Let's go back to uploads and let's do this one. See if it works the same. And background remover. I believe it did. Yep. That's what I would do. I would do those images inside Canva because Pixel Cut took too much of them away. And that's how you have to, but those would be really cute in a pack. Let's see what our other cow looks like now. Interesting. I kind of like this cow better. I'm going to do 4 cows. And then I'm going to do 4 of these cows too. And what else? Maybe a horse? A hay bale. That's what we'll do. A hay bale. That would be cool. Hay. Oh, look at that cow. I don't like that one. I like this cow the most. I like that cow. I like that cow. I like those cows. This one has too tall of legs. It looks like it's trying to be a camel. That cow's cute. That one, I don't know. Don't like that one that much. Don't like this one. I'm going to delete it, remove it. It looks weird. Oh, and here's our hay bales. So they're perfect. Perfect hay bale. Yep. So you could do for a hay bale, and then let's see, a horse. A brown horse. So it's really easy. I mean, if you know what you want to put in the pack, then you just change the words around once you get the style. And this is a really cool style. Cute little schoolhouse. You can choose whichever one of those or put all those buildings in there. There's our horse. I think he's pretty good. We could do a pony. Let's try a pony. A brown pony. We could even do a Shetland pony. Pony. Now, if we're curious, I always like to go and pull the images in to other designers just to see how it renders them. So let me find, let's do this one. Let's see for our pony. Okay, so I like this image better. These are almost getting a little too realistic. Let's regenerate this while we're going at it. And what I'm going to do is this watercolor, I'm going to put it kind of more to the beginning and see if it gives us a little bit more watercolorish look. I don't mind, it being semi-realistic looking with the watercolor. I don't mind that on certain packs. But let's just see. Okay. So now we're going to go over and we're going to try out, we'll try this doodle style with that, with our little girls, and just see. So you can see the difference in what the different generators going to do. Okay. I don't know. Okay, so there you get a totally different look. And that's really cute, actually. It's not as, I really love the style that we did, but for different things, then you could do a whole pack with that same. Look how cute. They're adorable. Adorable. So you could do it in that style. That gives you even broader appeal. You get and refine your prompts. Your prompts are your gold. They're like your product. And then you can make multiple different products by just making those little adjustments. So let's try the watercolor and see what that one inside the Illustrator looks like. This is always so much fun to get to the end of the sort of refining that prompt and then just trying it out in the different generators to see which one is going to be the ones we like the best. It's okay. I mean, you could definitely use it. I really like the artistic. It's my favorite. And then I like this because it's so different by contrast. Okay, so let's, oops, what did I do? Okay, so we want to go back and then we want to change it up. Let's see. Let's try the whimsical. Let's try this one. Because each one of the generators just are like different little artists. They have different little styles. They interpret the styles that we feed them differently. Okay, so this is a little bit more cartoony. Still cute. Still very cute. So, I mean, you may see that this, you want to go in and you want to change it to a cute little boy. And, of course, red hair, but it wouldn't be tied up. And it wouldn't be wearing a jumper. So, blue jeans, white t-shirt, and wearing, let's say, red tennis shoes. See what that gives us. So we'll change it to a boy. Now these are, I'll have to put them in my file because they're not going to, see, now we have a boy. So now we're going to take, and I'm going to copy this so I don't have to re-edit it over. And then we're going to take it back in to the artistic designer. I'm just going to go in here and just change this whole thing out. And we're going to see what little boy in this artistic style looks like. But again, if you have old prompts, grab them, pull them in, grab your playbook and start, changing up the style, changing up the colors and the textures. If it's characters, then dress them differently. I mean, I could also take this same prompt and we can take it and turn it into a cute little bunny. Don't have to tell what kind of wearing. Okay, so that's the little boy. I would probably, let's do 4 of him to see what kind of looks we get. I would refine him and, talk a little bit about his hairstyle and maybe about. So now we have a bunny that's sitting in a chair. How cool is that? Reading a book. I think it's hilarious. So funny. Okay, and here's the little boys. Okay, so I kind of like this one. That one's kind of cool. He looks like he's been in a fight. And we could change, let's see, reading a book, sitting in a comfy chair, reading a book. We'll just take that out. Little boy with brown eyes and brown hair. This is a cool style. This would be really cool to put like an athletic jersey, and add it with like your like your baseball glove and baseball. You could do those because it has that vintagey, almost distressed kind of look. The colors are very cool. Now look how cute he is. He is precious. I love it. So you could have little boys and little girls. You could even go back and say, cute little boy, da da da, wearing a, instead of the distress, we can say distressed and washed. Take the denim out. Vintage fireman's suit. Worn in texture. Blue jeans, white t-shirt. Take all that out. And see if we can get him dressed up in a. Oh, this is cool. Um, you can get the different attire, like here's the lab coats, different uniforms, office wear, legal office wear, educational, like teachers. Um, so, like hospitality and retail that have the name badges or aprons, that kind of stuff. So cool. And that's in volume 2. Oh, how adorable. Look how cute that is. I can't wait to put these in the shop. Now we could regenerate and vintage doctor. Y'all, the playbooks are. I have so much fun myself, so I know you can have fun. But these things have just been amazing, and I'm gonna do a little teaser out to be on the lookout soon. And I don't know when you're going to be watching this. It may be been out for years by the time you watch this, but as of 8/17 of 25, be on the lookout. I have a new playbook that will be coming out soon. I'm not going to tell you the scope of it or anything like that, just that I do have one that you're going to want. Oh, look, how adorable. I love it. Just have to get him standing. Let's see. Let's see if doctor suit with matching shoes. Let's do 4 of him. These little occupation. And when I'm done with these, I can't wait to see them. These would be really cute, little wall decor things, wall art for little nurseries or kids' rooms or whatever. It doesn't. But it's usually worth it. Now, he doesn't look quite as much like a doctor, and these little jagged edges may make it a little bit. Now, he does. He's so cute. Look at his little stethoscope here. Precious. That is so cute. And he doesn't really look like a doctor. but he's still extremely cute. And he is cute little doctor. How absolutely adorable. And look at his little shoes. So, so cute. So we've come to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure and check out and grab your playbooks before prices go up on them. Right now on, if you are in the EU, you need to purchase through Gumroad. There is a code currently for Summer 50 to get a discount. Also, if you're interested in the Junk Journal edition of the playbook, it is only available on Gumroad. On Etsy, the sales prices are already factored in. It'll show you the sales price if I'm running a current sale. If you don't have Artistly, look at all the things that I've been able to create with Artistly. And let me remind you, it is a one-time payment. I do have the full package. It was the best basically $50 that I've probably ever spent. It has made me so much money. And if you are planning to be in this business, it is, even if you love Midjourney or some of the other designers, it is definitely worth having this in your toolbox so that you can have a backup, because once you pay for it right now, you get all the updates for free. That could change at any time. I would not be surprised, as they are refining and tweaking, and version 5 was great. They're already working on a version 6. Who knows what we'll be able to do with that one. Version 5 even added the bulk actions, so you can remove backgrounds. Now, I will say about the background remover, I do prefer right now, they haven't tweaked it enough for me yet, and I'm 100% honest with all this. To me, that's not a big deal. The upscale and the 300 DPI that you can do is great. That works really well. So, even if you didn't have that, it would still, Artistly would still be worth it for all the various different designers that you can use. And I mean, I used Artistic, and I used like one or two of the other ones under Illustrator. And the reality is, I mean, there are so many different ones that I will never get to all of them in one video. There are just too many of them. And so that gives you so much scope for working with your props. And let's see, what else? We talked about the playbooks. We talked about Artistly. I have an affiliate code. When you use it, you help me out. If they, an affiliate link. There is a code. Currently, it's 10%. I think it's at the top if it's still valid. But if you have another coupon code to use with Artistly, feel free to use it with my link. So far, they've allowed that, and I still get credit. You still get, the best price. So that's all good. And let's see. Pixel Cut, I have an affiliate link for Pixel Cut if you're interested in that. I actually did a video on Pixel Cut a while back, so you can take and check that out if you're interested in how I use Pixel Cut, pricing, and all that sort of thing. And then be sure and sign up for my newsletter. Be sure and sign up for my Facebook group. Both of those are free, additional great tools for extra help on doing everything digital product. And oh yeah, be sure and like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel so you get all the notifications. And I just want to thank you again for watching. And until next time, happy creating.